Peace, 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 peace. It's Promised Child once again, and today is the Black Leaders Past, Present, and Future series. Yep, it's back. Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I brought it back, and today we're going to be talking about Bill Pickett, and his last name is spelled Pickett. You know, that's just for all my people out there that's real good vocabulary, and they like, look, brother Promise Child, you probably messed that name up. So that's why I spelled it. So let's just go ahead and get right into it, man. Bill Pickett was a major star of rodeos and Wild West shows and the inventor of a unique style of bulldogging in the first years of the 20th century. For most of his life, he was a working cowboy. William M. Pickett was born to Thomas Jefferson Pickett and Mary Virginia Elizabeth Gilbert Pickett on December 5th, 1870, in the Jenks Branch community, about 30 miles northwest of Austin, Texas, in Travis County. He was the oldest of 13 children born to the couple between 1870 and 1890. Thomas Pickett was born a slave in 1854 in Louisiana as his owners moved from South Carolina to Texas. The racial heritage of both parents was mixed and included Native American ancestry. After slavery, Thomas Pickett moved his family to a small holding near Austin sometime in the early 1870s to begin to raise vegetables for market. His oldest son, Bill, went to a rural school through the 5th grade. About the time Bill Pickett finished his schooling in 1881, at the age of 11, he learned from observing cattle dogs a method of controlling cattle. Bulldogs had originally been bred to control bulls by biting their sensitive muzzles and holding on. Pickett discovered that he, too, could subdue cattle by biting. As an adult, he leaped from his horse, seized the steer by the horns, and pulled the head back to the point where he could bite the upper lip. The animal would be immobilized and follow as he dropped to the ground with the animal off the landing on top. The technique is forbidden in modern bulldogging, now officially called steer wrestling, which involves much lighter animals weighing between 400 and 750 pounds. Pickett faced steers between 800 to 1100 pounds. Naturally, he lost teeth and was frequently injured. Although he tried to work in spite of damage to his body, he was sidelined on one occasion for 9 months. Over the years, he estimated that he bulldogged some 5,000 head. Pickett and several of his brothers worked on ranches around Austin and became skillful cowboys. Pay for cow hands was low, about $5 a week with board. Thus, in Austin around 1886, Bill Pickett rode bucking horses on Sunday afternoons to amuse bystanders and picked up some extra cash by passing the hat. He also gave occasional demonstrations of his method of dogging, which amazed spectators to whom it was completely new, especially since Pickett was not a large man. At 5 feet 7 inches, he weighed 145 pounds. The Picketts moved to Tyler, Texas around 1888. There, between 1888 and 1890, 5 Pickett brothers offered their skills at breaking horses. For some years, Pickett worked on various ranches around Tyler. On December 2nd, 1890, he married Maggie Williams. The Picketts had 9 children: Sherman, Nanny, Betsy, Leona, Leona, Boss, Willie, Cleora, Kleora, Virginia, Almarie, Al Marie, I guess, and Alberto, or Alberdia. Excuse me. The 2 sons, Sherman and Balls, died in infancy, but all the girls reached adulthood. The family lived in Tyler, where Pickett was a deacon of the Tyler Baptist Church. Pickett took any farm and ranch work available, including cotton picking and supplemented. The family died by hunting. Sometimes in the late 1890s, he became blind for 11 months. When the condition cleared up, his eyesight was never troubled again. Bill and Tom Pickett gave exhibitions of bulldogging at the first Tyler County Fair in 1888. It is not clear when Bill Pickett became to tour extensively. Lee Moore, a local rancher, managed his tour, and Pickett made appearances in many Texas towns before making extensive out-of-state engagements beginning in 1900. After the 1902 season, Pickett had a new manager, Dave McClure, who took Pickett to major events like the 1904 Cheyenne Frontier Days celebration. Coverage by a national magazine pushed Pickett about his bulldogging into the spotlight. Pickett joins 101 shows. Ex-Confederate soldier George W. Miller and his three sons had built up a very large and profitable ranch near Ponco City, Oklahoma, called the 101 to entertain a convention of editors. The Miller brothers staged a Wild Wild West show, or a Wild West show. I'm so used to saying Wild Wild West, but Wild West show on their ranch on June 11, 1905. The show attracted some 65,000 persons to the specially built facilities. Pickett's current manager, Guy Cheyenne Bill Whittick, a major influence in the development of modern rodeo, brought to the event his star bulldogger, now billed as the Dusky Demon. The 101 Ranch staged another show in 1906. By now, the Millers liked the money the shows brought and were ready to develop a traveling show. In 1907, they signed a contract with Pickett, who maintained his relationship with the 101 for the rest of his life. The Picketts moved first to accommodations of the ranch, but the family later settled in Ponca City, Ponca. Pickett lived on the ranch and visited his family when he could for a traveling cowboy. Family life became secondary. From 1907 through 1913, Pickett toured with the 101 show in the United States with an occasional foray into Mexico. He appears to have been earning about $6 a week plus board for his efforts in the shows, and during the winters, he did regular ranch work. In the winter of 1913, the show went to South America and then to England. All the horses were seized by the British government at the outbreak of World War I, and the troupe had difficulty in booking passage home. At the close of 1916 season, the Millers ended their shows, which contributed to $800,000 profit of the 101 Ranch between 1908 and 1916. Pickett now did ranch work at the 101 Ranch with occasional rodeo appearances. In 1920, he moved with his family to Oklahoma City, while his family was happy there. He was not. In 1924, moved back to the 101. The ranch was now experiencing hard times, so he had no regular salary but asked for money and as he needed it. A new 101 show went on the road in 1925, but with little financial success. The shows limped along to end in 1931. After a brief illness, Maggie Pickett died in the hospital on March 14, 1929, was buried near Norman, Oklahoma. Bill Pickett was now left alone since all his daughters had married and left home. In 1931, the 101 Ranch went into receivership. In March 1932, a horse kicked Pickett in the head after a 14-day coma. He died April 2nd, 1932. After a funeral held on the porch of the main residence of 101 on April 5th, he was buried about 3 miles away on the ranch. Bill Pickett's skills as a bulldogger can be seen in a film short, The Bulldogger, preserved in the Library of Congress. Pickett received a recognition on December 9th, 1971. He was the 20th person and the first black inducted into the National Rodeo Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City. The North Fort Worth Historical Society unveiled a bronze statue of him in 1987. Millions more people became aware of him when the Postal Services planned to issue a stamp in March 1994, but discovered that the stamp bore a brother's likeness and had to issue a correction version. Bill Pickett was a living legend. He was a brave and innovative man who revolutionized the rodeo, a living legacy in his family. Pickett had 215 living direct descendants in 1994. And yes, that's what he was. And as they say that black people are the culture, You know what I'm saying? Listen to what they say. He was a brave and inventive man who revolutionized the rodeo. So we are the culture. Black people are the culture. Salute to that brother. RIP to that brother. And listen, we always making it happen. And anything that we do, we always making it happen. And I just read that just to show you that black people we are the innovators. We all create things. We are the culture. Everybody else just come culture vulture off of us and steal things from us. But I appreciate y'all for listening once again. And if you like what I'm saying, subscribe to the channel, like, share, leave a comment below. And I appreciate y'all once again. Peace.